So I hate to do negative videos or negative product reviews. I'm usually pretty positive on my channel. I usually like to cover things that I'm personally interested in. If I don't like a product or I'm not personally interested in it, I just won't usually cover it on the channel. However, I have been a Whoop user for nearly 2 years now. I don't know if you guys can see, I actually have a tan line from me wearing my Whoop. Like I just pretty much wear it every single day. I've been very happy with it. I even made a 25-minute video comparing it against the Apple Watch and the Ultra Human Ring. My conclusion was that the Whoop was just superior for activity tracking and health tracking compared to the Apple Watch. What I primarily loved about the Whoop was the recovery and strain indicators. Being able to see what my recovery is like for the day, being able to see what my strain is like for the day, just being able to see how much I can push myself throughout the day. It was a very, very useful feature to have with the Whoop. I want to make it clear as well that I have bought my Whoop 4.0, my Whoop 5.0. I have no affiliation with Whoop whatsoever, and I've been very positive about the product in the past. However, I'm not that positive anymore, but we'll get into that later on in the video. I've also seen a few videos go live about the Whoop 5.0, and they were mainly on release day, which means those people have been getting the product before release. They have some sort of affiliation with the Whoop. So their videos, their reviews aren't going to be completely unbiased. So let's get into the unboxing, show you what I've ordered. I have the new Whoop 5.0 and I also have the new leather strap. So annoyingly, I actually ordered the brown leather strap so that I could have a black strap and a brown strap. But then when I saw the order, after I'd ordered it, it said that I'd ordered the black leather strap, which I definitely didn't. I was pretty sure about that. I emailed Whoop asking them, hey, can I change it? And they were like, no, we can't change it anymore. You're just going to have to return it, which is not ideal. I will maybe return it for the brown one because I do want the brown one. That's the one I actually ordered. So let's move this aside and let's get into this. What I've noticed straight away though is that they have very much gone for an Apple-esque style when it comes to their packaging. This is not what their packaging used to look like when I ordered it nearly 2 years ago. I'll rip it off like so. Scan to get started. So just a quick sort of guide. It's nice packaging. And then we have another box within the box, and there we have the Whoop device, we have the new charging brick, and we also have a USB-C cable to charge the charging brick. There's actually 2 models, the Whoop 5.0 and the Whoop 5.0 MG. I have the standard Whoop 5.0 because I don't really see the MG worth it for me for the upgrade because that's a bit more expensive compared to the standard Whoop 5.0. Let's open it up, remove the plastic wrapping like so, throw that away. And yeah, the device itself is very similar to the previous device. There isn't actually too much of a difference, but I can definitely tell that there is a size difference, but it's still fairly thick. That is my biggest annoyance with the Whoop, I'd say. It's the thickness of it. It is still quite thick. So above is the Whoop 5.0 and below is the Whoop 4.0. I actually think the Whoop 5.0 might be thicker from looking at it here. I don't know if that's just me looking at the design. I do need to look at the specs to be sure, but it does look thicker. But you can definitely tell it's a little bit smaller. They're saying it's 7% smaller. I'll be honest, I think most people aren't even gonna be able to tell that it's 7% smaller. Like it just isn't that much of a difference. If we put them side by side as well, actually I think that does a better job of maybe showing how much smaller it is. 5.0, 4.0, it's a little bit smaller, but not really much of a huge difference. But a big difference between the two is that you now get 14 days of battery life on the new Whoop 5.0, so that's significantly more compared to the older version. Another benefit of the Whoop 5.0 is that it's up to 60% faster when it comes to processing your data. I didn't really have much of an issue when it came to processing data on this anyway, but knowing that I can do it faster, I guess is nice. When we look at the bottom of the two devices, 4.0, 5.0, newer, older, we can see that it does look pretty much exactly the same. Because it's a little bit smaller, it also means that the older battery pack and the older straps, like this strap I have here for my 4.0, will not work on the new one. So any accessories that you've bought will not work, apart from maybe the clothing. I think with the clothing it's a little bit different. If you're interested in getting another strap, the straps are not cheap. This leather one that I've got here, which I'll unbox in a second, I think was like $100, maybe more, I can't remember, I'll put it on the screen. So this was not cheap whatsoever. Let's move it all aside and let's get the black strap, the black leather strap. Even though I ordered the brown, I mean, I'm sort of hoping that the brown is in here. This is made from genuine leather. Now, genuine leather doesn't necessarily mean it's the best grade of leather. It's packaged nicely though. Like, it comes in this felt sort of suede package, which is nice, a premium experience. Feels very Apple-like again. It has, I don't know if you guys can read that. It has Leather Luxe written on the inside there. And then if we get the strap out, it is the black strap. So, not the brown one, unfortunately. It is the black one. It does look very, very nice, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it feels very premium, it looks really nice, it looks really smart. And that's the reason why I wanted the brown one, because then I could wear it with another watch. I could wear the Whoop on one arm and wear my watch on the other. I'm usually wearing my Apple Watch day to day, but if I want to change it to any other watch, I can do that while still being able to track my health with the Whoop. Some people think it's crazy that I wear the Whoop and Apple Watch at the same time, but I actually use them quite differently, but that's for another video. For the leather strap, this black leather strap, it is very, very nice. There's some silvery chrome accents on it as well. Feels luxurious, feels expensive. And it literally just, I guess, yeah, there we go. So it comes out like so, and then you can adjust the length of it to however you like. I think it's really, really nice. Is it worth the price tag that it goes for? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's worth that really high price tag, because at the end of the day, it's just a piece of leather and some metal bits. I think they're metal anyway. They feel it. They don't feel like plastic. It does feel like metal, but is it worth the money? Not sure. It'll be cool to see if there's any aftermarket straps that come along. I mean, it's a bit fiddly. We're on. I think I could probably get it a bit tighter. There we go. It does look smart, I'm not gonna lie. With the leather strap, it does look more of like a premium device, but it is thick, man. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. I feel like a Power Ranger or something. Like, it's quite thick, but I've got quite small wrists. I don't actually know the measurement of my wrists, but I've got quite small wrists and I feel like it looks quite bulky. I would have preferred if they actually made it thinner rather than increase the battery life. I'm happy to take a hit on the battery life. I'm happy to have the same battery life that I had before, but for it to be a thinner device, purely because I have small wrists. So let's get on to why I'm not happy and why this is just a negative experience. So, Whoop is straight up lying to customers. I have some information here. They have gone back on something that they promised, and the thing that they promised was that if you bought a Whoop 4.0, if you bought one of these and you had it for at least 6 months, you would be entitled to any future hardware upgrades for free. That's part of the subscription. That was one of the reasons why I subscribed. That was one of the reasons why lots of people subscribe, because it's different from the Apple Watch, right? With the Apple Watch, you kind of just have to pay every year for the new model. With this, you know, if you're paying this subscription, you get a new model as long as you've been subscribed for at least 6 months. They even had all this information on their website. I have a screenshot here of a blog post I had on the website, and it clearly says, Whoop members receive the next generation device for free after having been a member for 6 months or more. Conveniently, they have removed this. They have removed this blog post. They have removed any information regarding upgrading your device or anything like that. The only way you can see this is by using the Wayback Machine, the Wayback Time Machine thing that you can see, that you can use to basically see older pages on websites. Now, to get the new hardware like I've got here, you need to either extend your membership by 12 months on top of whatever months you've got left. So I think my membership sort of runs out in like August, September. So I've had to pay 12 months on top, and it extends it from August, September. So now I have it until August, September 2026. So that's one way, or you pay $49 to upgrade. So you're either forced to extend your membership, or you're forced to pay $49 to upgrade. That isn't what Whoop promised. And I think that is not right. They've straight up been lying to customers, deceiving customers. I've been a big praiser of Whoop. I've been a big fan of Whoop. I have recommended it to so many people. Like I said, I've made a 25-minute video on my channel. You guys have probably seen me wear it over the years in every single video. And yet here they are, they've just straight up lied to me. They've lied to their customers. They've lied to everyone about the upgrade program. I usually don't like doing videos like this. Like I said, I don't want to say negative things like this, like really negative things. But because this is a product that I use, but because this is a product that I've been paying for, and there's been this promise ever since I bought it, it's just very, very disappointing. It's not what I expected. It's not what most people signed up for, because we're already paying the subscription for it. Now, I get it if maybe it was someone who signed up just a few months ago. Maybe they sort of grandfathered it in. Maybe they changed their policy and only people who signed up before a certain date were entitled to the upgrade for free. But the problem is, it was everyone who purchased the Whoop 4.0 sort of like, I think they started removing all the material on the website a few months ago. So anyone before that who was paying for the Whoop was under the assumption that any hardware upgrades they will be getting for free, which is obviously not the case. I know some people also disagree with the monthly subscription. I completely get it. I was personally happy to pay the monthly subscription, and it wasn't even really for the device. It was actually for the software. It was the information that it'll give me. It was the health analytics that it'll give me about my life. That's what made it valuable for me. That's what made it worth it, paying the monthly subscription. Some people will see the value in that, some people won't. And now that I have extended it for 12 months, I mainly wanted to extend it for 12 months because I wanted to try the device. I wanted to see what it's like. I wanted to see how much of an upgrade it was. And being in the position I'm in, reviewing tech and stuff, I think it also made sense just for me to pay for the upgrade because it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things in me making videos and whatever else for the channel. But I think if I weren't a tech reviewer, if I weren't someone who covers products, who recommends products and stuff, and I bought this and then I had to pay for the upgrade, I would be livid. Like, I would be so upset. And because of that, I don't think I'll be recommending the Whoop to anyone anymore. Like, as great of a device it is, the monthly subscription that I was happy to pay, not really anymore. You know, all the health and everything, like, it was just so good. I just can't recommend it to other people because if that promise was there and they're willing to go back on that promise, what's to say that in the future they won't go back on a bunch of other promises? I feel like you can't really trust a company like that. Like I said though, you know, if they had grandfathered it in, I completely get it. Policies and things change, but the problem is they lied to people like me and a bunch of other customers who bought a Whoop 4.0 and other devices, whatever, with the expectation of they were going to be getting upgrades for free. I am going to personally keep wearing it until my subscription comes to an end. Whether I'll be renewing that subscription, I'm not sure. Like, I really don't know yet. I think I'm going to wait until it's over and then see what I want to do with it. I'm hoping by then there's a lot more competition. There is already quite a bit of competition. The Ultra Human Ring is one of them, the Aura Ring, the Apple Watch as well. I feel like Apple have been sort of sleeping on the Apple Watch. Apple Watch is good for health tracking and stuff and activity tracking, but it's just not, I don't think, as good as the Whoop. I found the Whoop more accurate, and because there's no screen or anything on it, it can track the data a lot more often. The Apple Watch isn't tracking your heart rate constantly. This is, and that's one of the benefits of it. With it being able to track my heart rate constantly, it can really see how much my heart rate is changing throughout the day, how much sort of strain and stress I'm going through. And when it comes to sleep as well, it just does a better job of tracking my sleep, even though Apple Watch is a very good sleep tracker as it is. I still stand by a lot of the things that I said in my 25-minute review of this thing, comparing it to the other devices. A lot of those things are true. It's still a fantastic device. But like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to be as willing or I'm going to recommend it to people as much as I did before.